Eminem is definitely the most famous rapper of all time, from being known as a battle rapper to being recognized as one of the greatest rappers alive. Today we're going to skip back to 1999 and follow his career from the start in which I call the Slim Shady years. In 1997, a young marshal flew to Los Angeles for the Rap Olympics to win a prize of $500, but unfortunately he lost to rapper Otherwise. After the show, a guy asked for Eminem's CD and Eminem just tossed it to him. It was his latest piece of work, which was called the Slim Shady EP, and he gave it to him thinking nothing of it. The guy turned out to be an intern at Interscope who later ended up giving the CD to label executive Lavigne, who later gave it to Dr. Dre. Dre instantly loved Eminem's piece of work, and he asked for Marshall to fly out to LA. During the visit, he and Dr. Dre began working on his first major studio album, the Slim Shady LP. In January 1999, the world didn't know what they were getting into just yet, until the song My Name Is was released, which brought Eminem into mainstream popularity. Then on February 23rd, 1999, the Slim Shady LP was released, which was a critical and commercial success. The Slim Shady LP featured comedic songs and a bit of violence, but it was more cartoon-like. The album was primarily used for entertainment value. The album sold over 1 million copies in the United States within 1 year. After the release of the Slim Shady LP, Eminem became the face of controversy due to his lyrics and his songs in the Slim Shady LP. He did a few concerts and featured on Dr. Dre's album 2001. Following the release of the Slim Shady LP, Eminem began crafting his next masterpiece, the Marshall Mathers LP. At this time, people were thinking that Eminem was going to be another Vanilla Ice, just coming and going. But he released his next big hit, which ended up becoming the real Slim Shady. Here's the fun fact: the real Slim Shady almost didn't exist, but it ended up happening due to Interscope wanting another My Name Is type single, and it was born. The Marshall Mathers LP was released on May 23rd, 2000, and it sold over 1.7 million in the first week. It featured hit singles such as The Real Slim Shady, The Way I Am, and Stan. The theme of the album was a bit more personal compared to the Slim Shady LP. Here he talks about more darker scenarios, such as, obsessive fans, his fantasies, and about him killing his then wife, his life in general. It was a critical and commercial success. During this time, his next big project began development, and 2 decades later is just as fresh and as watchable. 8 Mile was the next big project for Eminem, aside from the Eminem Show. In fall 2001, production of 8 Mile began in Detroit. The production was grueling, and it caused Eminem to develop insomnia, which made it difficult for him to sleep at night. He began taking sleeping pills to get a good night's sleep, which ended up becoming a drug addiction, which later took a toll on him and his career. It was released in November 2002. If we rewind to several months before, you would note the release of the biggest rap album worldwide, which features hits like Without Me, Clean Out My Closet, and Sing for the Moment. The Eminem Show sold over 1.3 million in the first week. This album featured many themes of his personal life, comedic songs, and fame. It was critically and commercially successful, and it definitely solidified him as a superstar. But at this point, we were yet to see longevity, especially due to his image. Like, how long would it take until Eminem to be taken down from the top? Maybe what happened next will tell us. Production on the next Eminem album began in 2003, but some songs ended up being leaked, which caused Eminem to rewrite and record new songs, which were of poor quality, which was noted by fans and critics. By this time, his pill popping took a huge toll on him, and he was slurring on 75% of this album. The album had 2 goofy or near unlistenable songs on there. The album ended up becoming Encore, which wasn't the Encore anyone wanted to see. The album was still a massive success, selling over 700,000 in the span of 4 days, and selling over 1 million a week. It seemed at this time, Eminem's time at the top spot was coming to an end when Kanye made his debut that year with The College Dropout, and the slow rise of Lil Wayne was beginning around 2004-2005. Encore was intended to be the beginning of an extended hiatus for Eminem, but that wasn't the case. The next year, he ended up releasing Curtain Call, which was intended to be the final project. And during this time, the drugs continued to affect Eminem, and he gained a little bit of weight. Prior to the release of Curtain Call, Eminem took to rehab, which he was in for a while, and in those months that followed, many eventful things in his life. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's episode of the Zay Zone. If you guys did enjoy this episode, please give the episode a big like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, And I'll see you again in the next episode of the ZZ Zone. Peace, y'all.